Right now at 10, captured in Florida, a man wanted for attempted murder in La Crosse was found on the other end of the country.
And expanding learning opportunities. Construction kicks off at Gunderson as the health system adds 3 new simulation rooms.
Plus, fundraising for therapy horses. A local group is asking for the community's help as it gets ready for a long winter season.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
A man wanted for attempted first-degree homicide in La Crosse was caught in the state of Florida.
According to police, 43-year-old Freeman Cole was taken into custody over the weekend in Florida. Cole is wanted for allegedly beating and strangling a woman. Allegedly, Cole pulled the woman into a storage unit, shut the door, and then attacked her.
Witnesses heard the woman's screams and opened the storage unit, finding Cole and the victim inside. Cole fled the scene, and police were not immediately able to locate him. Cole faces charges of attempted first-degree intentional homicide, strangulation and suffocation, and false imprisonment.
An Onalaska man faces charges of recklessly endangering safety after an accidental shooting. Police arrested 18-year-old Jaquan McKinney after he accidentally shot another person inside a vehicle on October 19th. According to the criminal complaint, the victim was hospitalized with a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Several others were in the vehicle at the time. The complaint indicated the weapon was a ghost gun. That's a term used to describe an untraceable gun. McKinney faces second-degree recklessly endangering safety and carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. His next court appearance is set for November 7th.
An inmate at the Juneau County Jail died after being found unresponsive in his cell. In a release, the Juneau County Sheriff's Office says deputies found the man unresponsive around 1:45 in the afternoon today. Deputies and first responders tried to resuscitate the man, but he ultimately died. No further details were provided about how the man may have died. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office will be investigating that case.
One man was arrested following a fatal car accident last Tuesday near Necedah. 30-year-old Dakota Meyer was arrested yesterday after being released from the hospital. Deputies responded last week to reports of an accident and treated Meyer and the 2 passengers on scene. All 3 were then transported to area hospitals. One of the passengers later died due to injuries sustained in the accident. Meyer is facing charges of reckless driving causing great bodily harm and homicide by negligent operation of a motor vehicle. He may face additional charges as officials continue to investigate the crash.
One of the men accused of a 2021 triple homicide in La Crosse County is pleading guilty to 1 count. Kamthaneth Ratanasak is pleading guilty to just 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime, and the other charges will be dismissed. It's part of a plea deal with the state earlier this year. He'll receive mandatory life in prison with a chance of release after 20 years. And in exchange for the plea, he testified against Nia Tao, the other man who was charged in the crime. Tao's first trial ended in a hung jury. All right, the region is bracing for cooler temperatures this time of year. We've got the latest from Chief Meteorologist Greg Barnhart.
We got some snow too coming here for your morning commute, and that's going to be probably the big story going on right now is the snow that could be causing some road issues, but I think more visibility issues due to the gusty winds that'll go along with it too. Not really big for winter standards, but it is our first accumulating snow for the season. Right now, radar looks like a lot of that snow right now up to the north is not reaching the ground. You have to get towards Twin Cities or St. Croix up to the north to really see some of that snow right now. It's just cloud cover, but that will change eventually as that main line in Twin Cities begins to approach. It's all associated with a front that's beginning to dive south. Has some colder air behind it along with the snow up front, but once again, it will take a little bit of time. Still got about a few hours for Eau Claire to see it and definitely more for La Crosse. But overall temperatures right now are in the 30s. As you look at the visibility, which you can see there's 2 miles. That is due to snow up in Minneapolis and 1 mile Mankato. Otherwise, everyone has not seen the snow yet with the 10 miles visibility, but we're going to see that tomorrow morning, especially during the morning commute for Eau Claire, but it'll taper off after we get through 10 a.m. Once again, maybe up to a couple inches in grassy areas, but something to keep in mind of. For La Crosse, too, that 8 a.m. hour looks to be about the time when we might see the best chance for some accumulating snow. Once again, roads are fairly warm, so that'll kind of minimize the amount we'll see, but the visibility, too, will be something to keep in mind, too. And once again, it's the first snow, so just be aware.
And take it slow.
Yes.
Right? Greg, thanks very much. Well, Gunderson Health System kicked off construction for their new simulation space today. The project is adding 3 simulation patient rooms to the Integrated Center for Education. The rooms will be used for hands-on training for nurse certification programs. Gunderson Health received a grant from Anderson Corporation that will help fund their simulation efforts. Gunderson employees say that this remodel will enhance the realism of their educational programs.
There's so much to do with your hands and eyes. It's best to do that in a safe environment where you can use high fidelity simulation so it looks like real life with people who can coach you and then practice it again and again until you get it right. So when you go in and do your first procedures with patients, everyone knows it can be very safely done.
Last year, Gunderson said they had 8,600 learners enroll in their programs. They expect that number to increase significantly with the new space. The project is expected to be completed in February.
A Winona fire chief is passing the torch after 31 years of serving the city of Winona. Kurt Biddle was honored in a ceremony today at the Winona City Hall Council Chambers. He was surrounded by colleagues, family, and friends as he reflected on his years serving the community. Chief Biddle was known for encouraging fellow firefighters to become nationally registered paramedics. He also led efforts that helped thousands receive COVID-19 vaccines in 2021. Before swearing in Assistant Fire Chief Joel Corcoran, Biddle had a few wise words to share.
Be open-minded enough to allow as many other people into decision makings when time allows. You're going to get a bigger bang for your buck.
Biddle also advised Corcoran to surround himself with the brightest and to start training his successor now. Joel Corcoran was the assistant fire chief for the city of Winona for the last 7 years.
Local nonprofit Horse Sense is asking for help keeping its animals fed during the winter.
The group provides therapy horses for kids, people with disabilities, and veterans. And with the cold weather approaching, they're facing months of potential shortfalls.
News 8 Now's Shaquille Davis has the details.
One of our riders was nonverbal, and he actually spoke his first words here.
Therapy horses aren't like any other animals.
We've got 7 wonderful therapy horses here. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
And the people who rely on them are just as special.
We see anyone with, blindness, autism, spina bifida, depression, anxiety, huge spectrum of different disorders, and they all receive incredible benefits through building a relationship with the horse here at Horse Sense.
The horses here are specially trained to help people improve their behavior, thought process, and emotional control, so taking extra care of them during the winter months is crucial.
We are promoting our annual A Bale a Day campaign, and that's our campaign where we raise money to purchase hay for our therapy horses.
Each of the 7 horses here will eat a bale of hay per day. At $5 per bale and months of winter ahead, the math is pretty simple.
But $5 is a nice round number for people. It's easy, $5 bill, and it's a feasible fundraiser for the average person who wants to support us.
And those who know Wisconsin winters know what lies ahead.
We're on the top of 10 Mile Hill in Coon Valley, and anyone in this area knows winters get really cold here. We're not able to offer our lessons in the winter months. So December, January, and February, we don't have any programs running here. So that means that we don't have any programmatic income.
They also receive no funding from the government, so anything you can offer, they say, will make a difference. In Coon Valley, Shaquille Davis, News 8 Now.
All right, well, still ahead, tight margins.
Your grocery bills have taken a hit at times over the past year or so, but the farmers are not the ones to blame.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich. Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it, Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face
with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
There's times when you don't hear things, you don't realize it. So that's when I first started wanting to get hearing aids. The customer service sold me. You have a problem, you can come in here and somebody's going to take care of you. A friend of mine was looking for a new place to go, and I recommended Better Hearing. I just told him the customer service is excellent. That's what keeps me coming back. It's a good place to come.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Come and get the very best windows and doors at the lowest price during the Fall Home Show, only at the Board Store. Always your home for high quality at lower prices. We bring you superior products installed by our exceptional team of carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. Visit or call during our Fall Home Show for added savings on replacement windows, patio doors, entry doors, and all your home improvements. Visit us, call us, connect online for the best windows and doors at the lowest price. The Fall Home Show, only at the Board Store Home Improvements. Don't miss it.
Federal data says U.S. consumers spent an average of 11.3% of their disposable personal income on food last year. So most consumers will notice when prices for core products like milk go up. But who's to blame when you're paying more at the checkout line? Farmers want you to know it's not them. A labor of love.
I started milking cows when I was 10 years old.
And a family tradition.
Home farm has been in the family 143 years. I'm the 4th generation. My son will be the 5th.
Dairy farmer Keith Radke isn't one to brag. His Wilton farm is relatively on the small side.
We have about a 20,000 pound herd average, about 1.6 million pounds of milk. Our milk is marketed through Foremost Farms.
Foremost is one of the nation's largest cooperatives, based right in Wisconsin. Foremost signs contracts with major companies. Foremost then pays Keith for his milk and gets it to the companies who sell the finished product. When the price of a gallon of milk goes up at the store, you might think it's Keith raising his prices. You'd be wrong.
We really don't have that much control. It's very market driven.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture prices milk based on what government has in storage and what class of products the milk is used for. Supply and demand then adjusts the trading price on the official merchant exchange.
If a lot of that milk is going into class 3, into cheese, and all of a sudden if the plants start backing up, then that milk gets a lot cheaper.
Getting a good price is sometimes all about timing. So you're then dependent on the kind of contracts that your co-op is able to secure?
Exactly. And sometimes you get into some contracts that we've been appraised of that they wish were shorter in duration, because if your market goes up and you're stuck at a lower price that you contracted for, that the processor contracted for, well, it comes back to hurt us.
Keith says he's at the bottom of the food chain, unable to pass on any costs. Major brands can essentially name the price they want to pay, so Foremost deducts money from its deal with Keith to cover things like milk processing and trucking.
As corporations go, they watch the bottom dollar. They're going to try and squeeze as many pennies out of us down here as they can.
Farmers like Keith have to get creative to stay lean, whether it's using Craigslist to buy used equipment or leasing land instead of buying. And for everything out of their control, there's only one thing to do.
You have to sit sort of tight. You don't want to say, oh, tomorrow I'm going to send my milk here, and you might not have a market.
So it almost sounds thankless to be in agriculture, so I asked him during the interview why he's kept going. He says it's a mix of working for himself and the excitement at seeing the younger generation also enjoy the work that goes into creating the staples that the rest of us essentially take for granted.
It's an important job he has there.
Absolutely.
Need more on board. All right, well, still ahead, be very afraid of cold temperatures tomorrow.
As people across the Coulee region gear up for trick-or-treating, some health experts say staying warm ought to be the top priority.
And we definitely have some cold temperatures for tomorrow. The good news is no snow. It should be dry, but we're going to have a little bit of wind chill. In the meantime, we got that snow for tomorrow morning. I'll break down when to expect it, how much, and whether we'll see the 50s later this week. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Dear 2030, can't wait to see you. With our 160-point inspection, the best new cars make the best used cars. It's a date, Toyota. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're a young person and you haven't already buried yourself in debt, I've got good news for you. I can teach you how to fund your kids' college education without going anywhere near a student loan and help you retire as a millionaire. If you're interested, give me a call. If you're skeptical, give me a call. One guarantee, I will try to sell you nothing.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union. It's the biggest event in King Furniture's history, a complete and total liquidation of all in-stock items in our stores. Shop over $2 million of quality name brand furniture priced for immediate liquidation. This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to save as never before on living room, dining room, bedroom furniture, and more. When each and every piece of furniture has been sold, King Furniture will shut down for 30 to 60 days for a complete and total renovation. Don't miss the King Furniture Total Liquidation Sale going on now.
College is more than the knowledge you gain. It's a place to cultivate your curiosity. It's where you explore the potential and what's next. It's where you find the tenacity to rise, rather than settle for good enough. It's a series of moments that add up to form your future self. It's where what you want is within reach, on your terms. It's where you find a career, not just a job. Western Technical College. Discover what you're made of.
Hi folks, Harvey Wood of Wood Sales and Service here. As one of Wisconsin's largest Cub Cadet dealers, Wood Sales and Service is celebrating with discounts up to $1,000 on select Cub Cadet models, Cub Cadet lawnmowers, snowblowers, commercial equipment, and UTVs. We offer the best selection and service in the area with 0% 48-month financing or cash discounts. Experience the Wood Sales advantage of service before and after the sale. Wood Sales and Service, Black River Falls, family owned and operated for 55 years. WoodSalesService.com.
Dear 2030, can't wait to see you. With our 160-point inspection, the best new cars make the best used cars. It's a date, Toyota. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Don't be tricked by sales and free stuff. Better products at better prices on all your home improvements during the 2023 Fall Home Show at the Board Store Home Improvements. Don't miss it.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, with this Halloween definitely looking like a cold one, trick-or-treaters may need to cover up those costumes with coats.
That's right. And experts from UW Health have some ways that you and your trick-or-treaters can stay safe during the cold.
One doctor says this year, hats, gloves, and coats will be vital. He also recommends planning out places to stop along the way where you can warm up. This can help extend time out trick-or-treating. Chances of hypothermia are not very likely, but it's still possible with the temps we'll be facing.
I know our kids want to show off those costumes, but make sure they have appropriate winter attire if those temperatures are frigid. Our kids get excited about trick-or-treating. They like to run house to house. That can keep them warm, but eventually it catches up with them. They get really cold, and there is some risk for hypothermia in these environments if we don't take those added steps.
He adds that with the potential of icy and slick road conditions at night, trick-or-treaters should wear even more reflective gear so drivers have an easier time seeing them.
So you basically have a costume right there with the hats, the gloves, the reflective gear. Just go as someone really, really cold.
Right? You're just pivoting a little bit. Well, in the meantime, let's get that Halloween forecast and more from Greg.
Yeah, well, and the thing, cold always could be worse. It could be that cold rain that I've experienced sometimes on Halloween. So the good news, it's going to be dry for the trick-or-treating, so that's the positive. The snow will be all long gone, and we should have almost clear skies, too. Once again, we still got the snow that's beginning to push towards the Twin Cities. That'll eventually get to Eau Claire right now. A lot of it, once again, ahead of it is still kind of not reaching the ground, but we will have that through tomorrow morning. Once again, up to 2, and 2 inches really will probably be mostly on grass surfaces. We'll just have to keep an eye to see if the snow rate's high enough to get on some roads. And then we do have more rain coming potentially for the end of the weekend and to next week, but with more details on that later. Otherwise, 30s and 40s. We might reach 50 for Friday, which would be about seasonal. We go back into the 40s next week. Overall, here's what we're expecting at 12. A lot of this, once again, will be just some light snow. It'll begin to push across the area. We'll see some of that come through about 4. Then there's going to be a little bit of a break, probably for maybe an hour or 2 before this backside of it comes through, and that's really probably where it's going to be the heavier light snow that'll come through about 6 to 8. Looks like about that time frame is when we'll have the best chance to maybe see something on the roads. But once we get past about 9 or 10, we'll start seeing a break up to the north. It'll begin to push south across the area and then eventually taper off by noon, even get some more sun towards Ladysmith. A lot of the areas will begin starting to see the sun poke out, maybe a shower or 2 in the afternoon, but by this time tomorrow evening, we should be just partly cloudy skies. Really would be the only thing would be the winds we might have to deal with. And that, speaking of the winds, that could be the more issue with the snow coming down with that wind blowing around, reduced visibilities. You're looking at 15 to 20, even stronger winds up into northeast Iowa by as you wake up tomorrow at 10. These continue all day, so we're going to see that once again through the afternoon hours. Once we get to the evening, once again, the strongest winds will be further south up to the north. You see Ladysmith is 10. They'll start backing off a little bit. And then towards tomorrow night, we'll start seeing them come back more light and calm towards midnight. So once again, the accumulation could be something to look at, but I think it's really the combination of the wind that'll create the visibility with that snow that could cause some issues driving. No talk of winter weather advisories. There's all up to the north. That's where they're going to actually see more actually get the ground and actually impact roads more than anything else. Otherwise, once that passes through, we got maybe a little weak little system come through Wednesday. That'll just provide some cloud cover. Notice the winds. They start to turn around from the south or west for the rest of the week. That will allow our temperatures through Wednesday and even Thursday, despite the cloud cover, to kind of come back up toward the 40s, maybe even reach 50 as we get towards the weekend. And then we got another system coming toward the end of the weekend till next week. A lot of questions remain on exactly what's going to go on with this, but we could have an extended wet period maybe from like Sunday all the way through the following week. We'll keep an eye on that as we get closer to it, but for right now, most of the weekend does look fairly decent. Overall for tonight, we do have the snow coming in. Once again, the temperatures upper 20s near 30. We'll see the winds pick up towards the morning hour. Once again, a combination of the winds and snow could create visibility and maybe a little slight slush on roads. We'll get up to the upper 30s. We should have clearing skies by the afternoon, and the temperatures look to be a little bit warmer going Thursday and then the Friday and then even into Saturday. And then we do have some showers coming potentially back in and maybe a wet period. We'll see if that pans out. Don't forget the times change on Sunday morning, and of course, once again, it will be chilly. We'll have some snow tomorrow. Not a significant system, but once again, it's the first one of the year, and that sometimes can cause some problems.
Absolutely. Greg, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, it's Monday Night Football in Minnesota. Caledonia Warriors start their quest for their 11th state title since 2005, and boy, did they get off to a good start tonight. Cade's got the highlights next.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. Keep the cold air out and save on energy costs with window and door spray foam sealant, just $7.99. Gorilla Super Glue is $3.99. Stay hydrated. A 4-gallon water jug is just $4.99. This extra laundry detergent is $5.99. Transform your space with this Easy Plank laminate flooring, just 69 cents a square foot. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry before time runs out.
Save big money at Menards.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man. It's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
Now you can get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. US Cellular, built for us.
Hi, it's Elvis Duran. Thanks for listening. I think what makes our show unique is perspective. Many different voices, many different points of view.
If you're going to say don't ask me, we're going to ask you. If you want to.
Wow. We are just a family sitting around the table in the morning. Very dynamic individuals, though.
Yeah! Hi, it's Elvis Duran from the Mix Morning Show. Wake up with us every morning on Mix 96.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
All right, welcome to News 8 Now Sports. I'm Kate Overton. Rob Schiff will be back on Wednesday. Now, we don't normally have Monday Night Football for our high school teams, but because of some rain last week, the Caledonia Warriors are hosting their sectional semifinal game tonight. Warriors enter the postseason 8-0 and hungry for another state title. Let's go to Caledonia. Warriors taking on the Lewiston Altura Cardinals. First drive of the game, and the Warriors strike. Owen Denstead right up the middle for the score. Caledonia go up 6. Cardinals looking for an answer. Carter Caddy takes the handoff, shakes off a few tackles, but the ball pops out. Tristan Meyer jumps on it, and the Warriors recover. Second quarter now. Caledonia moving the ball. Ethan Stendel rolling out. Buying time, has a man, and check out this grab. On the sideline, Tristan Meyer, first down Warriors. A few plays later, Denstead takes it in from 1 yard out 2-point conversion good. It's 14-0 Caledonia. Under 2.5 to go. Denstead takes the handoff, hits the hole, shakes off a few tackles, and he's going to go all the way. Denstead taking it in for his 3rd score of the half. Warriors get the win 21-6. They'll take on Dover Iota on Friday at Winona with a chance at state. Let's go to the NBA. Dame Lillard and the Bucks trying to bounce back after last night's loss. First quarter, Chris Middleton handling the ball, takes the screen up the middle and throws the lob up to Giannis. Too easy for him. Second quarter, Dame and Giannis working the pick and roll. Dame with the pass, and the Heat sort of just leave Giannis, so that's an easy bucket for him. Then right before the half, Jay Crowder, he's going to beat the buzzer here. Oh yeah, Bucks go up 9 at the break as they would go on to win 122-114. And the Timberwolves on the road up against the Hawks. First quarter, Atlanta moving the ball. DeJounte Murray looking to pass, but Anthony Edwards is there for the steal, and then Edwards dumps it to McDaniels, who throws it down with some authority. Minnesota in front. They would be up by 19, but Trae Young and the Hawks would heat up. Young gets the and one to fall. The Hawks would come all the way back and win 127-113. To the NFL, a lot of fans are going to point at Jordan Love for the offensive struggles in the last few weeks. He's the new QB in town and looks like a first-year quarterback. Sure, he's had some bad throws, but there's more to the problem than just Love. The offensive line misses blocks and has a lot of miscommunication. The receivers drop passes, and there's been some odd play calling. Everyone has to be better. But in some good news for the Packers organization, they've locked down Rashawn Gary for 4 more years.
I want to thank this organization, everybody that believed in me, and I'm just trying to get to work. That's me, I'm just trying to get to work. So I already put the pen to the paper, and what we got the Rams on Sunday, so my mind is on the Rams on Sunday.
That's the attitude you like to see. Got to get back to work. The deal includes $96 million in new money with a $34 million signing bonus, and it's much deserved as Gary came back from an ACL tear and proved he's still one of the best pass rushers in the league. All right, now over to Minnesota. Kirk Cousins underwent an MRI for an ankle injury, and it only confirmed what everyone was afraid of. Cousins will be out for the season with a torn Achilles. The injury comes as Cousins is in his last year of his contract, and his future in Minnesota is unknown. The injury also comes as the Vikings win their 4th consecutive game, despite not having Justin Jefferson. And no matter how many times Coach O'Connell looks at the door, he knows Cousins isn't coming back this season.
You know, me personally, our whole team, our whole organization, we're all, hurting this morning for Kirk, just knowing just how much he's invested into this team and from a standpoint of his leadership and what he's, meant to every single guy.
Coach O'Connell also said they're going through all of the possible options for who could be the quarterback for the rest of the year, but for now it will be Jaren Hall, a rookie 5th-round draft pick from BYU. All right, Vikings face the Falcons next week. Packers take on the Rams. That's all for sports. More news after the break.
We know taking your child to the dentist can feel like pulling teeth, but at Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, your child arrives with a smile and leaves with specialized oral care tailored to them. Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, where we have big fun taking care of little teeth.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day. Stretch the weekend, haul, or tow just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Now get a new 2023 Ford F-150 with 3.9% financing for 60 months, plus up to $3,500 in total savings. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
911, what's your emergency?
I smell something delicious and I don't know what it is.
Ma'am, we've traced the smell and it's coming from inside your oven.
Ah, amazing.
Papa Murphy's.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, sticking windows or doors. Settling or sinking foundation, it's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Water Works.
Come and get your very best price on kitchen or bath remodel during the Fall Home Show only at the Board Store. Always your home for high quality at lower prices. We bring you superior products installed by our exceptional team of carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. Visit or call during our Fall Home Show for added savings on a new tub or shower or a complete kitchen or bath remodel. Visit us, call us, connect online for the best bath or kitchen remodel at the lowest price. The Fall Home Show only at the Board Store Home Improvement. Don't miss it.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables.
This is Tony.
Things that I've tried have failed.
And this is Tony's Good Feet story.
Before my arch supports, I felt defeated. But since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain, which still is kind of crazy to me. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone. You've tried everything that's not working, give it a try.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
We know taking your child to the dentist can feel like pulling teeth, but at Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, your child arrives with a smile and leaves with specialized oral care tailored to them. Pediatric Dentistry of Onalaska, where we have big fun taking care of little teeth.
Everyone deserves health care that makes them feel at home. That's the motto of one local Arcadia woman has lived by for decades.
News 8 Now's Dua Israr introduces us to our latest hometown hero.
In Arcadia, Wisconsin, you'll find Sherry Reck Haynes always on the move.
Well, I'm not as fast as I used to be, but I get where I need to go.
The 72-year-old has spent her entire life calling this place home.
My roots are here, and I says all the people that I've known for all these years have been with me.
She's also spent her entire career helping the people in her hometown.
When you live in a community, you will help others and you will take care of others, and that stuck with me.
In 1971, Sherry graduated as a registered nurse through Western Technical College. She worked for Tri-State County Memorial Hospital for over 2 decades.
My mother would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work, and she wouldn't come home until probably sometimes 9 o'clock at night.
In her community, people can still call Sherry for hospice care at home.
When it comes to my mother, she makes people feel wanted, important, cared for, and most importantly, respected.
Sherry says people deserve to feel at home even in the final stages of life.
It fosters their independence and it makes them feel worthwhile.
It's something she hopes can inspire others to do the same in their communities.
Hey, just think about it for a while. Your neighbor might need help.
Reporting in Arcadia, Dua Israr, News 8 Now.
Okay, we'll be right back after this.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Honey, where are the kids?
I put them in the furnace so I could figure out why we don't have any heat.
You did what?
Maybe it's that loose wire.
Maybe it's that plug vent.
Maybe it's the bad igniter.
Maybe it's a dirty flame sensor.
Or maybe...
Why don't we just call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning?
Quality you can count on, experience you can trust.
With over 50 years of combined experience, G&T services residential and commercial customers within 50 miles of West Salem.
The Treehouse, treasures from the heart.
The Treehouse Gift and Home on Alaska. Escape, relax, browse in our 10,000 square foot gift shop. Shop thousands of gift ideas and allow our trusted professionals to help you breathe new decorative life into your favorite holiday spaces. Come make shopping local a family tradition and spin the new prize wheel during our Christmas open house, Thursday through Saturday, November 2nd through the 4th. May God bless you and your family this holiday season.
There's times when you don't hear things, you don't realize it. So that's when I first started wanting to get hearing aids. The customer service sold me. You have a problem, you can come in here and somebody's going to take care of you. A friend of mine was looking for a new place to go and I recommended Better Hearing. I just told him the customer service is excellent. That's what keeps me coming back. It's a good place to come.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
100 years. There are very few businesses that have withstood this test of time.
But it was in 1923 that our family opened a 2-stall garage
and used car dealership in Pleasantville, Wisconsin. Serving the surrounding communities that today has grown into the Osseo Automotive family of dealerships. A commitment to excellence through a century of automotive innovation is waiting for you. Osseo Automotive is Osseo Ford and Nels Gunderson Chevrolet in Osseo, Rudy's in Whitehall, and Fountain City Ford. Check us out at OsseoAuto.com.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
All right, we're going to have snow and breezy conditions. Once again, visibility could be reduced, maybe some slush on the roads, but I think most of it will be in the grass. Once again, by the time we get to the evening, should be fine. We should have clear skies almost, so trick-or-treating should not be a problem besides just having the cold temperatures, and the temperatures do come back up a little bit towards the end of the week. Maybe some rain coming towards next week.
All right. Thanks a lot, Greg, and thank you all for joining us tonight at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.